Everybody, in this video, we are in a new build neighborhood, and it's actually called the Place at Corkscrew, which is a little south of Fort Myers. It's actually in Estero, right?
Yes, Estero, south of Fort Myers, north of Naples, Florida.
Yeah, so it feels a little bit like it's out there, but in reality it's not. It's just about maybe a handful of miles to the east of I-75.
Right, it's 6 miles from the on and off ramp of 75, so it's super convenient.
Yeah, so it's just a really good example of what a new build neighborhood looks like and what you can expect in Southwest Florida, because there's a lot going on in this particular neighborhood. So in this video, we're going to talk about just what to expect with the new build process in Southwest Florida. You might be used to something a little bit different if you're from the Midwest or from the Northeast or even out far west in the country. So stay tuned. Hey everybody, I'm Jason Compton.
And I'm Mackenzie Cowan, a local sales consultant here at the Place at Corkscrew.
Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Fort Myers, Florida, Estero, or anywhere in Southwest Florida, then make sure you hit the subscribe button and also tap the little bell so you're notified every time we do a new video. Now, we have reach outs from people all over the country with questions about, of course, new construction. They want to get into it, what it's going to be like, what they can actually expect. And of course, Fort Myers, Florida, anywhere in Southwest Florida. So if you have questions about any of those things at all, then make sure you reach out any ways you know how. We'll always have your back with those questions, and we'll certainly have your back when it comes time for you to make your move to Southwest Florida. All right, so again, in this video, we're talking about new construction in Southwest Florida. And new construction across the whole country, it does follow a pretty regular pattern. So you'll notice that if you've built a home before, but if you haven't built a home before, then this may be new to you. But in Southwest Florida, you've got some unique things that you, of course, have to be aware of, like the weather. Everybody thinks with Southwest Florida, the weather's fantastic, but it's not always fantastic. So you get a lot of rain. Of course, you have a ton of heat, and you have hurricanes. So in the new build process, you have to take all of those things into account. But generally, the pattern of building new does remain fairly constant across the country. But if you don't know what that looks like, and you see an advertisement for new construction, you might see a base price, and you think, oh, okay, I can get in for that price.
Right.
But there's actually a lot more to it. So Mackenzie's going to talk about that part first, and then we'll get into just kind of what Southwest Florida building actually looks like.
A lot of people have a lot of questions about what the pricing is with new construction here in Southwest Florida. So for my company, Pulte in particular, and a lot of other builders around, pricing is not just what you see online. So that would be our base pricing. And that base pricing does include standard structural options as well as standard design options. What are design options? That would be things like the types of floors that go on the ground, the type of countertops that you see, the size of the cabinet, things of that nature. So what you will want to take into account when you are thinking about pricing out a home would be the base price that you're seeing online, your home site premium. So what is a home site premium? That would be the cost of the lot or the land that we put the home on, as well as any structural or design elements that you add to the house. Because with us and other builders, a lot of the floor plans have structural options that you can upgrade and add on to the house. So those would be things in addition to your base price. And then to customize the house, to make it meet your needs, to meet your style, we also offer a lot of different design elements. So those design elements come in many different levels. Just as an example, quartz counters would be an upgrade. So those are things that you would want to consider when you are budgeting for your new construction home.
All right, so exactly, the base price isn't always what it's going to be. It's usually going to be significantly more than that in a lot of cases, especially once you start adding in all those things you really, really want.
And especially if you add a pool here in Southwest Florida, which is extremely popular.
Yeah, exactly. This pool that's right out back near us is pretty incredible. So sometimes you, of course, can have those things if it's in your budget, and sometimes you can't. But another really super interesting thing just really about building in Southwest Florida is the build process. So Kenzie's from the Midwest, I'm from the Midwest originally, and all stick-built homes for the most part. So you have a foundation, which could be over a basement, of course, in the Midwest, but you don't have basements here in Florida, right?
Right, no. Water intrusion alert. So
yeah, exactly.
Don't do basements here.
Yeah, when you're about a couple feet above sea level. The water table is pretty high, and the ground's generally pretty wet. So not a great place for basements. If you had a basement, that's going to be wildly expensive, and it's a whole other process. So most of your homes, you're not going to have basements. But you'll have your foundation, and then in the Midwest, you have a stick-built home, which means it's built out of sticks. So the framing is just wood, and then you wrap the home and you put some kind of exterior on it. And that could be a number of different things. It could be wood siding, cement fiberboard siding, it could be vinyl siding, it could be brick, it could be a lot of things. But here in Florida, once you put that foundation in, and there's some special considerations for the foundation too because of water penetration, the outside of the home looks totally different. So instead of stick built, what are you going to see?
We'll be seeing a lot of the concrete blocks, so the cinder blocks, and then we wrap it with stucco down here. So, and that helps with the water intrusion, and it helps with the durability during hurricane season, as well as the heat. So stuff like vinyl siding could start rippling down in Florida.
Yeah, it would melt pretty easily.
So need something durable.
Absolutely, yeah. So like in the Midwest with vinyl siding, that stuff can warp. You have a grill next to it, it'll melt. The sun, we've seen the sun hit windows on the neighbor's house, and over the years it'll reflect onto the neighbor's siding and melt it over time. So totally different in Florida because you're going to get some intense sun and intense heat, so you can't have that kind of stuff here at all. So like she said, stone, brick, stucco exterior, but underneath that, just looking at a home being built with the cinder block is pretty unique. So you have the cinder block, but then it's filled with steel reinforcements, right?
Steel reinforcements, and those are held in with almost like a cement soupy type drop-in. So it's all held together very well, super sturdy.
Yeah, mega sturdy. So big bad wolf.
It will not blow the house down.
Not gonna blow the house down on this one, no. And that's what a hurricane is. It's kind of like the big bad wolf. But then also the roof, that's a big concern with hurricanes as well. So the roof trusses, they might be made of wood, but they actually have hurricane straps, right?
Right, so they are all strapped into that little soupy cement.
Yeah, so it's steel reinforced, really holding those things on, so it can't really very easily blow the roof off, I guess, unless it was a monster.
And you'll see with the roofs, most of them are a combination of the clay and cement. So they are, tile roofs down here.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. And big part of that is the weather extremes. So the build process looks really, really different here in Southwest Florida.
Right. Another thing to highlight if you're considering new construction would be a home warranty. So that's something I highly recommend that you look into as a consumer when you're shopping around for your builder. So what does that look like? How will the builder come back and take care of you as their buyer after you close? How are they taking care of the water intrusion or making sure that that doesn't happen? And things that they do ahead of time to prevent that as well. I know with us, the galvanized hurricane shutters will come included with the base price of your home. So definitely take a look at home warranties. Make sure that the structural integrity is being looked after you close. And that's a huge perk that you might want as opposed to buying something that is existing.
Absolutely, definitely, yeah. And having just that peace of mind that it's going to be in pretty good shape, or you got somebody to call in case it's not so good. Other thing too, if you're moving to Southwest Florida, just like it is a lot of places across the country, new construction is just absolutely flying. So you may not be able to walk into a neighborhood and then just sign a contract, get a new build started. You've got other things involved with that, right?
Right. So what you may see when you walk into new construction would be potentially an extended timeline than what you're used to. I know, especially back home in Indiana, it looked like, hey, I just got under contract 5 to 6 months from now, I can expect to move into my home. That looks a little different now, and that's because the demand is so high and there's only so many people that can do it in a quality manner. So aside from just having materials that could be back ordered, we also have the actual construction teams that would be spread thin if we tried to get homes out in 5 to 6 months. So that build time has now been extended anywhere from 8 to 10 months when we're quoting a home for you. And on top of that, if you did decide to do the hurricane impact glass, those have been put on back order. So that could potentially add 4 to 5 months to your build time. And then aside from that, which is already extended time, you might walk into a new construction model home and be ready to sign on the dotted line, but not be able to. And why is that? It's because we have wait lists in a lot of these communities because the market is so hot, because the demand is so high, especially here in one of the #1 divisions in the country, a super popular place for people to move to in America. So you might have to get on a wait list and wait for them to get to your name because we only can do so many homes each month. And so unfortunately we can't, sell 100 homes in a month, because we surely could if we were able to. But you might have to get on a wait list. And if you don't want to wait for a home, we do also offer what are called easy offer opportunities. And so that would be a quick move-in, a spec home, something that you could potentially move in within a month or two, as opposed to waiting 8 to 9 months. What is a quick move-in or a spec home? That would be something that the builder already picked everything for. They picked the lot, they picked the structural elements, they picked all the design elements, and you come in and you would purchase it as is. And because the market is so hot, rather than just first come, first serve, we open that up for an easy offer process. And so a lot of people don't know what an easy offer process is, and it essentially is putting the power in the consumer's hand to put their best offer forward. And at that point in time, with all things considered, what you're willing to offer, really the best number wins. So it's not whoever was available at that point in time, it's whoever is willing to, make the strongest offer would get that easy offer, quick move-in house, and potentially have their dream home sooner than later. The new build process can be tough to navigate, especially if you're also relocating to Southwest Florida. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out any way you know how. Click our like button and subscribe for the next videos to come on our channel. Thank you.